Hello everyone, how are you doing? It's Monday and it's time to make some things. Let's see here. I'm Mariah.
I'm here.
She's
not,
here.
Just not. I wouldn't say I was in rare form.
No. Okay. So my plan today is we're going to do some of those painty or spray-y papers, because a lot of you guys were pretty interested in what I was doing with the papers, before I handed them back to P yesterday in the stream. So we're going to do that. But in the meantime, do say hello in the chat so I can say hello back. Otherwise, I do not know that you're here. I would love to know that you're here and say hello and, participate with all the friendly people here in chat. If you're watching this on replay, be sure to say hello in the comments. I really want to hear from you. I mean that. Seriously. I love it. You guys have, quite a few people have now just been like, I'm watching the replay. I love that. Thank you. I like to know. So, all right, let me say hello to everybody here. We've got Angela, Becky, Beth. Hello, Beth. I believe you are new. Betsy, Brad is in the chat. Colleen, Darcy, Eddie, Griffinshell, that's Rhonda. Isabella, Jeanette, a.k.a. Janet. Joan is here. Yuta, Karen, Legia, Lydia, Monica. Pia, you're back. Hello. You must have had a good time yesterday. Ricky Nordmeyer's here. SAG, that's Sarah. Sherry, Black Dog Designs. Silver Granny, that's Lynn. Tana Spanberg. Trish is here. I think Barbara Osborne. Hello, welcome. I think you are new. All right, cool. Got some new people in the crowd. Love it. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get my keyboard out of the way here. And then I'm going to go topside. I'm going to do these sprays first, so that way they can be drying while I put the stuff back in the Akiko journal. Cherish. That's her name. Cherish in Paris. Because I feel it's very Parisian. And sort of Mary Poppins-ish as well. So maybe Paris to the UK or UK to Paris. Anyhow, okay, so some fun things to do here. I'll let you guys call out, or P can tell me what colors she would like on these. We'll just start at the top of the pack. Or,
yeah, I got my ones that I've already made out for that specific purpose to see,
okay,
what we kind of need.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm thinking maybe, that licorice spray looked really good with that green. And I'm thinking...
Oh, you like the... Okay, yeah, so that's the licorice.
You know what I'm talking about? See how good it would look with this.
Yeah, so the Ice Ink sprays in licorice. Yes, I think so. And it might even tone some of this down to really hit in the same area. Now, the other thing I can do is if you want me to bring in some of the orange, I can kind of do a little fade in it as well.
Well, now remember, you're going to turn it so that it's going, landscape rather than portrait.
So you would like a fade this direction?
Yeah, if...
Okay, do you want orange at the top or bottom?
I think at the top.
Is this the top or... Well, you can kind of decide
that later.
Okay, let's get that one out of there. I'm going to slide this stuff over here so that way it doesn't get any overspray, just in case those aren't going to be the same thing. I'm trying to get my light kind of, That's a little better, isn't it? Okay. And not in my eyeball, because you notice I don't have a lot of makeup on today because my one eyeball is very angry with me. It says that
Angela's making paper beads.
It says that I need new mascara. I think that's what my eyeball's telling me. It would probably rather me just not use the mascara, but I like you to see my eyeballs in the, not look all weird.
You should just use those, false eyelashes.
Well, the problem is I also kind of end up having issues with the glue.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I know that is because I used to wear them all the time, and I loved them very much. But
that looks really cool on the monitor.
So it really, okay, this is the Lindy's, so Lindy's Flat Fabio kind, and this one is, okay, Lindy's, if you're listening, I'm sure that they are. You know, I'm all about fonts. I love fonts, but sometimes you've got to resist using certain fonts for certain things.
Yeah, I just want contrast. I don't care what.
Because this is very hard. In fact, actually, it's easier for me to read in the camera.
I can't
Tears
even read
on
it.
My Pillow Tangerine. But yeah, I am not a fan of that
It should be
font.
black.
Well, yeah, it should be higher contrast. It should be, you know, hey, stack it. You know, what was the deal there, too? Like, running it side to side. I have a lot of packaging issues there. Anyway, that's just the graphic designer in me.
Sarah dreamed about jump printing her gutters. I dream about jump printing all the time, I swear. And sometimes I wake up with ideas, you know.
Do you?
I do.
How dare you waking up with ideas?
Yeah. Now that looks really dark. Is that going to be that dark?
It is not.
Okay. I just asked that question because I thought maybe some other people might want to know.
Yeah, you weren't worried for yourself.
No, Trish, I wish I could come to your house and use your sewing machine. 'Cause I have ideas for the cover. I've been thinking about that too. I think you need some purple in there, maybe. I don't know.
See, it's nice when you're kind of busy doing other things besides telling me what to do.
Oh, I'm supposed to be reading.
Yeah.
Okay. If the tears on your pillow are tangerine, you may have bigger issues.
No doubt.
That's a good one.
All right, it is important to kind of clean as you go here because,
Other people dream. See, other people dream about jelly printing.
oh, wonderful. I don't dream about that.
And Carrie says I'm just dropping in whilst packing to leave Vancouver for Chicago this morning. Oh, well, I know. I guess I really like how you kind of left that middle part there. Oh, you're not done yet.
Oh, well, I can leave it. I was just going to blend in a little bit of purple there.
Purple, good. Purple's good.
Now, this is another Liddy. Now, here's the thing. This says Pop Rock Purple. It ain't true because I've thrown other things in it. So this is a little mixy mix. But it's close because I ran out of the Pop Rock and I really liked it. So what I kind of did, and it stinks. Because, you know, if you don't use distilled water, after a while they do get a little funky. I'm not that worried about it, but they do get a little funky.
He dreams about work and doors. Doors.
All right.
That's interesting. Yeah, we could go there with some Freudian stuff.
Now, this one is very painted.
Yeah.
Very painted. I think what I'm going to do, especially since the orange is already on the side, I could bump up the orange here, or I could go ahead and put purple in there.
I think you should put purple in there. I don't like the orange.
Now, one of the reasons I'm spraying directly onto the sponge here with especially these icings, because they are very pigmented. So I don't like to spray directly onto the paper, because then I'll end up with one big blob, and it doesn't really move around. So kind of better to spray onto the sponge, and then I can scoot it across the paint. I really love this whole kind of technique because it does scoot across the paint.
Well, and I do think also it permeates it more with the rubby.
Maybe.
And it's like you said, there's a lot of paint on that side.
Yeah. Now see, some of that's coming through.
That's okay.
Okay.
If you want to use this board to put that on, I will store the wetties for you.
There you go. All right. Next up, what do you want to do?
I like that. Really like that a lot. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't think there's gonna much happen. I just wanted you to show that.
You don't?
Well, I could be wrong
I think you're wrong.
because it's white paint.
Oh, well, see, now that's an added little.
But you can see what it'll do. I mean, I thought that would be an interesting experiment.
Okay, well, what do you want? Like, if
Lynn's here. She said hi to everyone.
you were to put something in there, what would it be? Do you want me to kind of tone all this back with some orange?
Sure.
Yeah, so it is attaching to the white paint slightly. And any paper area it is soaking into. But look at that.
I kind of like
Oh, it's
it.
actually soaking into where the black is more.
Well, it's probably because there's the edges of the black that maybe have a bit of paper showing.
Maybe.
But, oh, I love it. It looks luminous.
Mm-hmm. Want me to bring this down a little bit? Let me...
Yeah, I think you should, because you're...
There we go. And I'll scoot over a little bit. How's that, guys? And again, this is just the tangerine. I love this color. It's pretty fantastic.
Well, you know, I think it needed a bit of a contrasting something because it was kind of just...
Well, and you can even see that it's toning back the blue. Because it will, like I said. Now, she did these last night. So, you know, the paint isn't like... It's dry, but it's not, you know, like, it hasn't been sitting around for weeks.
No.
As these set up more, they're less likely to take on some of that pigment. Just FYI. Because they really do become more set. I hope that kind of makes sense to y'all.
Oh, I think that just really made it
Oh, that's cool looking.
pop.
Do you want me
Now
to...
that side, yes, because that's got paper.
Okay, you want me to just continue on with the orange?
I think so. I mean, I'm really feeling like that's going to
Yeah,
be
we
the...
might do anything. These don't spray. These are non-sprayers. They're old. They're, you know, mixes. I would tell you what this is, but it's about 20 different things.
Well, you can tell that that's a brayer off, right? Because you can see the tracks.
Mm-hmm. And then the stencil that was used here is one of Darcy's new ones, the time travel. Spooky time travel.
I actually use that quite a lot.
Well,
Oh, I
it
think
goes
it's just
really-
so much more interesting now.
It goes really well with the Walter's Web.
Now, y'all remember, you know how Mariah's applying this with the sponge? Well, when I don't have her, what I have to do is I use my clean-out mixtures to do the same thing that she's doing. But, you know, it's just not quite as
Well,
luminous.
Yes, because the sprays, the dyes, especially these eyes inks, are more vibrant than what the paints will do. Because they're kind of little different animals.
Paula says, nice sponge action.
Alright, so this one here, I think it might be kind of fun to... Alright, hold on, let me find the other purple.
Becky wants to know if you have a favorite brand.
My two favorite brands are the Eyes Ink sprays and the Lindy's. I don't own a ton of the like distress sprays, you know, like the Tim Holtz ones. I will say that one of my most favorites though of that brand was the Tumbled Glass. And I tell you, Darcy owns quite a few really cool ones, and she uses them in super fun ways. It really does make me kind of want that maritime one.
Well, that would be
There's some colors that I would really like that, you know, because the Lindy's and I think it really comes down to that. If there are specific colors, you're going to be able, you know, like Eyes Ink. They don't have a huge variety like what Ranger does as far as selection of different colors. But the colors that they have are very vibrant, and the dyes are different than like the stains. The dyes are going to be way more heavily pigmented, I feel like. That's just kind of the general
okay,
rule there.
somebody wanted to know what was in the clean-out mixture, and I refrained from, you know, laughing hysterically. And
Oh, this
falling
one,
off.
like mine? Oh, yeah, like, see, this started out
No,
as
I think she's talking about these.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's about the same story as far as, like, this is about. So, really, to create some of these sprays, what we did is Susan Taylor Brown had sent me all her empties, but they weren't, like, totally empty. we
Resolubilized.
what was down, like dried up in the bottoms of them, and then just went all, you know, kind of mad sciencey and mixed them all together. That could also explain some of the weird smells.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to find the other purple.
Becky says she has a lot of the Tim Holtz sprays. They're fun, but a little goes a long way.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the icings are for sure, too. Okay, so here, see, I have the lavender. My most favorite is the violet cassis. Really, really like it, or cassis.
The brown purple.
Well, it's, you know, kind of mulberry. It's got more red versus blue. This one's more blue.
I think we discussed that when we were adding water and stuff to those.
Yeah. So what I would like to do here, and I'm going to use the same, I have like a sponge for purple, so I'm going to use that. But then I think it might be kind of fun to go into a lime green, which I'm pretty sure this smells really terrible. No, not super terrible. But I do have one that smells really gross.
Okay, so for Granny and Grumpy Gnome, she wants to know, are Distress sprays, Lindy sprays, and icing sprays similar? They spray.
They all have, they are spray color. Oh, Lydia, thank you. That's super sweet.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Kidding.
So the thing is that, okay, so this just, and this, by the way, again, not what's in the bottle, because there was some of it left in there, but then, you know, not. And help me out, Darcy, because Darcy knows this way better than I do. So the Distress Spray stains, they are created so that way when you spray them, and then you can put, like, you can sort of reactivate them with water and then, like, pick it up. They do a funky little color splashy thing. Let me try to find one of my bottles. And again, it's not what's actually in there, but where are you?
Okay, Acme Post says, Cassis, as you said, it is Kusi's blackcurrant syrup. Yeah.
Oh, so this was a distressed one too.
And Pila says, I think some of them are not permanent when dry. This is true.
So these distressed ones, like I said, once you spray it and then you could spray water over it, it will like move it and you can like even pick it up. A lot of people will then put a like a stencil over it and then rub and then it picks it up, which is really cool. Another great person to watch as far as using those. Yeah, see, and that's what's weird because this is a distressed spray stain, but it was like very like transparent, and that's why I was like, I thought this was gonna be different because it did not have kind of, see where, so even though again not exactly what was in the bottle but close enough, you'll see that there's kind of a whitish or more opaque pigment in there. So yes, true for like this green one, but the tumbled glass was not. It was more like the icing sprays or even the Lindy's. Now the Lindy's, they come with powder and then you put water in it. Highly recommend using distilled water because otherwise it does get a little weird, maybe stinky, depending on what, you know, your water content is.
Yeah, and Eddie mentioned it's something that you do. You sometimes spray your surface before you spray on your whatever. And I think that is certainly true with some of the heavier pigmented.
Oh my God.
Get it on your nose?
I think it did a little bit. At least it's not stinky. There's one of these greens that I have that we sort of mixed up, and it smells really gross.
Oh.
FYI.
Oh, it doesn't matter. If it's a good color, go ahead and use it.
That's kind of what I figure. Let it does fade out, you know? I just thought this would be kind of fun. Oh, the oxide. So just distress spray is what they call them. Is that right? I don't see. I don't know the Ranger brands that well because I have like maybe 2.
Yeah, if they want us to advertise, they need to pay. That's what I said about Nike.
Because see, this one also, and this is the picket fence. This is really what is in here. It's a fun one, but it has the more opaque. So see, it's not like the Distress Oxide. I don't know. Does that come in the sprays? Why do I feel like it kind of does?
Hi, Kathy. She just popped in.
Okay. Ah, here we go. I did have one. I put it in a different bottle because it was not working. But I kept the label. So there you go. Distress spray stain. So when it's spray stain, most likely it's just a regular spray stain. Although I kind of disagree with that as far as the picket fence because it is really more opaque. But then again, so is that green one. The Distress Oxides are the ones that you can do the spray the water on and it kind of comes up. Am I right? Please confirm.
Yeah, I would address this, Eddie. I have used photo paper on my gel plate and it stuck and pulled up a chunk of my...
Yeah,
so,
don't do that.
Be careful with that photo. Some people use it all the time. I don't know. You know, maybe I just wasn't doing it right.
Oh, no. I don't think that you do it. The way that you do it is you make sure that there is no actual contact of the paper to the plate. Now, if you have full coverage of paper or full coverage of paint, maybe you can get away with it. Look at how cool that is.
Yeah, I'm really liking where it overlaps that color there. I'm not crazy about the solid purple. It's kind of looking kind of
too solidy.
Too solidy.
Well, let's.
I mean, you lost your web.
It's gonna dry up.
Okay. That's much better.
You know, and then if you're real poo-poo on that, then I guess I could... I don't want to contaminate.
Oh, double-sided matte photo paper. Well, the one that I used was the regular glossy.
I would still say if it's photo paper, I would still be very cautious.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't. I would. It would definitely be a quick pull situation, and the quicker the better.
The quicker the better. There. Well, how about that? It's a little more interesting, isn't it?
Yes. And it looks cool because it's going matte where the lines are, and I can really see it on the monitor. Where it's shiny and then it's not shiny.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's a good one. Let me get
Oh, look at it from the back. So that's another thing that you could do. Hey, Gigi.
Yeah. Oh, holy moly.
Yeah.
Well, that's looking really good.
So if I kept pushing that ink down in there, let me see if I can get the green a little more saturated. And then that way, I don't know if you want to use two-sided, if you're going to use it two-sided, but for those of you that are
going to gel plate, but you know.
Journaling.
It just doesn't want to go through as much.
Well, it's kind of, give it a minute. It might do more. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to do a little cleanup on aisle 5 here.
And you should just line them up so that you could, you know, utilize your mop up.
Well, sometimes I do that, but I think for these, because we're being very specific about...
Okay, so Paula says it's great for that technique of making the oxides permanent so you can do stuff on top. Aha.
Okay, so y'all see that there's something there? So what do you want to do?
I think go with the licorice.
Okay.
just for contrast purposes, and you can always come in with something else. I like that stuff. And I think you're going to get... Now remember, you're doing a horizontal rather than a... You know, I like you to go across the top with the same.
Oh, you don't want split?
Well, I do, but remember, here's our orientation. So you're going to have one side different than the other. So I know, but I'm not.
I'm
so
fine
can you
with
kind
that.
kind of like make me happy here and
make you happy.
go.
Okay.
This is
All right, there, princess. I'm gonna make you
my
happy.
version. Then I don't know if this is the plain white one or if this is the pearly white one.
I would say this is plain white, especially since it is taking the spray into the white more so. That's my feeling on that.
And I don't think I had time to do anything to the back side, so it's going to go all the way through.
It's soaking up a lot more than, like, because there's so much paper that is still...
Yeah, that's just a one. I just used the negative on the I put down the stencil and then put the black over it. You all know what I'm saying there. So that's the way I got all that.
Okay.
Oh wow! Now see, that's going to be some cool stuff to work with on the gel plate. All right, just a sec. You're going too fast here. I forgot to find me another.
This is the more pearly one. And it's kind of funny because you got a weird braid, you know, one of your brayer things
well,
there.
that should tell you about the orientation of the paper, rather than this top-bottom stuff.
I really liked that green to purple.
Okay, top.
I'm kind of top bottoming. Alright, what are people saying?
Paul says, my studio is a glorious shade of Seth turquoise right now. LOL. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I usually just refer to them as, you know, icing sprays.
Oh.
If you know, you know.
Of course, the Queens is here. Chris
Hello,
is here.
Kirsten. Y'all remember, give those thumbsy upsies.
Lurking from the balcony.
Alright.
I think they're doing pretty good about that. I see that number popping up.
Alright. See what I was talking about? Like, see right where it sprays, and then it just sits in there. So that gets a little tricky. Now, you can, like, lighten it up with water.
Well, it's looking very I can even see the sparkle.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I'm going faster than my things are drying over here. I like that plummy color with the
green.
The lime as it goes well. Okay, Becky has to go be an adult now.
All right, Becky. Adult well. Okay, let me do a little mopping up a little bit here. And and down on the back side here, all I have, I just have the, I have the freezer paper down.
Webs do sparkle. That they do.
You know what would be really cool is, so the other nifty thing you could do with this sort of technique would be putting down texture paste or stencil butter. If you stencil buttered.
I've already thought about that on top of,
Yeah.
just doing that like my, iridescent medium clear Liquitex.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to pump up the sparkle.
Now, unfortunately, with the web, what's going to happen is that, you know, it goes through, if you're stenciling on there, it's going to go in the wider spaces. But I think, like, if you did it, that might be kind of cool. Like, you know, if you really think about it.
Joan wants to know if it's hard to remove from your hands. Yes, it is. That's the other reason.
Oh, not yes and no. I mean, if you...
3 to 4 good hand washings. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just get it embedded under my fingernails, and that is kind of hard.
Yeah, but I don't really care.
You can use hospital gloves.
All right, we got another. I think this is a little better one. As
Better
far as
coverage, yes.
Right, and you didn't, you know, do a weird brayer.
Right, you
block.
know, sometimes it just is what it is.
What do you want this one to look like? Do you want purples, blues? You want browns?
Well, I don't know. I'm really liking that. Could you do orange purple?
Of course. And then you want it top to bottom.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
That's going to be... Just really love that orange.
Yeah, it's some good stuff. I want to say this might have been one that
maybe
I think
yellow.
Marcia sent to me. Okay, let me see what I got going on here for my yellows. All right, so I got a Seppi yellow. Have this one kind of fuego. Now see, I'm still using kind of one of my pinky sponges, and that's why it's mixing up there, but I really personally like that.
Oh, Angela gave you some...
What? Thanks!
It's for the spray fund.
Oh, you guys are sweet. I will take you up on that. Because there are some ones that I really do want, but a lot of times I'm just kind of like, you know, we don't use them a ton. I do love them very much. And look at that.
Oh, yeah, that looks awesome.
Oh, this is my favorite so far.
I think so.
I knew this technique with putting down the shimmery stuff. That would be very dramatic. All right, so this is a double-sided. This is pretty much full coverage of paint, so not a lot would happen with this. But I will tell you this. You can come in from the backside. If you have something that is fully covered, and then like the backside doesn't have a lot in it or whatever. So I'm going to really saturate this, I think, with the purple. Or is that too dramatic from one side to the other?
Patricia says if you sprayed the back of those papers with the Krylon spray, it would keep it from seeping through. Well, we kind of like the seepage. But if you don't, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I just like it because it gives me something to work with when I'm doing my next gel.
So, thoughts on that? Do you want me to go purple, which is not going to be a lot of, you know, contrast with this web, but it's probably going to do some things with this side.
What I've got here. We don't have, you know, and I do have this tiny little bit of turquoise.
Oh, well, she's trying to say that along.
And I'm kind of thinking maybe I need some of that to go with the orange, you know, for contrast when I'm doing my overlapping shapes.
Yes.
Seepage has its place. It certainly does.
Now, if it's coming out of orifices, that's usually not
Yeah,
good.
not good. Oh, unless you're just having, you know, a good old...
So funny. It makes me laugh.
A good old drunken cry.
Well, I don't even have to be drunk anymore. Just to have a good cry. All right. And one of the things that I like to do, especially when I know something's pretty... where's my... Okay, turquoise. Okay. So I have the time travel teal, and then I have the eye zinc turquoise.
Barbara's been lurking. She just
Hello,
announced that
Barbara.
she was there.
Okay. One of the things I kind of like to do, and I think somebody
Can you
mentioned...
spray a little water on that so you don't have quite so big of... I even have a full water for you. It isn't...
One of the things that I like to do is use one of these lighter ones to do what Miss Thing here was trying to, you know, prompt me to do. So that way there still is a little bit of color there, but then I'm gonna, you know, move some things around, and it's gonna not just sort of... See, I'm getting tumbled.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Eddie said 35 minutes until we had brought in
orifices. I may even, because
You need different sponges.
yeah, I got my kind of grainy ones. Because this stuff's pretty, like, heavy duty.
Oh, Monica Piper says, I think you're supposed to use the non-glossy side of the photo paper. You probably are correct, and I didn't. But I'm just, you know, I think it's nice to tell people what you know and, you know, what happened. Rather than... Paula says it's a record. I think it is.
Oh, no, she's said it, like, much earlier. But...
That's what she means.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've held out for... All right, and the reason I'm not sitting over here, you know, having a hissy fit about, you know, whatever Mariah's doing there is because I can always jump right over it and take care of that.
It's also her passive-aggressive way of saying that she's not really that into what I'm doing at this moment.
But once I hand it across there, I'm kind of, you know, at the mercy of. I mean, and she's still, you know, top and bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Well, this one's not that big of a deal.
That's really not.
I mean, it's not that high a contrast between the colors.
Holly's wrestling with her corgi pup because he came in and stole her balls of yarn.
Naughty puppy.
I had a really great visual on that. Rolling around the floor fighting the pup for the yarn. We do that with Izzy.
Yeah.
Now the other thing about this is sort of the matte quality, and the fact that it's a penetrative type of thing. When I come in and go over this,
See how it darkened that up too? Because I really pushed it in there. See how it's coming through now?
I like it. I like it a lot. I really do.
All right.
Made it a lot more interesting. Well, just a minute. I'm trying to rotate out these suckers so that they don't bleed on each other. Not that that'd be horrible.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh man, this is really cool when you hold this up to the light, Mariah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that was a win-win. I love it.
Okay. Now.
I didn't love it, but I love it now. I love it.
Well, thank you.
Just make sure you get those white spots on that other opposite side. I'm hoping some of that same stuff does happen here.
Oh, well, see, one of the things that you can do, that was a good call. So we're just going to take care of that on this side because that's what she was talking about. She just didn't want those.
especially on the edge, because I think it looks kind of, you know,
Amateur.
tacky. Yeah. I could come back in and do that with my wash house, but she's in the business here, so she might as well just take care of that. Okay, let me see. Lucy uses distress ink on the back of photo paper, and adding water makes it permanent, but not all photo papers work. Oh, well, we need to know which ones do. I don't have very much in the way of photo because I don't want to grab something and...
Yeah. Okay. Now, I haven't used any shimmery ones. Or at least not on purpose.
Okay, well, I don't want you to do it on this one because it's already shimmered.
Okay.
I want you to do something totally matte.
Okay, do you want me to do yellow or do you want me to go purple or...
I think purple.
Okay, and you like this purple. I like this purple. Oh, yes, you want me to go across. And those of you that like do the ink pad things, see how you can kind of do this similar thing with the sprays and using your sponge kind of just, if you don't push too hard, you can blend them out like that.
That's looking really great. That's meeting with my expectations.
Wonderful.
Well, because I wanted the contrast with the copper, which actually just, it isn't copper. I mixed some stuff there to get that particular metallic. Well, you know, I'll tell you with the live streaming, what really works is if you have someone who can take care of reading, and that's, I think, why Violet and Franz is so successful. It's because one's taking care of the chat.
One's arting, one's chatting.
Yes. Because otherwise, I mean, a lot of them that I watch, I'm just like, you know, they really need a, what you call it?
You need a dedicated person to each thing.
I'm not all that dedicated. You notice I kind of
I gotta
squirrel and
get her back on task.
Yeah, now maybe get some of that no, the purple, the nightshade, black stuff, licorice.
There she goes.
Whoa.
I don't know about that.
You know?
I don't.
I think it's gonna make that
Feel like it should go brighter, but this is yours. It's your call.
Yeah. But this is supposed to be spooky. It's not supposed to be, you know, farting rainbows.
Farting rainbows, y'all. Maybe that's what I call the stream. We are not farting rainbows.
No rainbows will be excavated from any orifices.
Well, that was actually a really good call.
Contrast, y'all.
Contrast.
Now rub some of that down below where it doesn't have a lot of contrast there.
You want it here? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
My eyeball is
Just
not
gonna kind of give it a little, you know, sense of
spookiness.
Bottom, you know, looks like it's heavier. And see, look, that just really, you know, really makes the web pop. Oh, Paula and Eddie would make a great duo. Now, I don't know how that works as far as the delay of distance. It's got to go across the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, no, when you stream like that, like how, because remember, Violet and Fran are not in the same room either.
This is true.
But see, you have real time whenever the people are using a streaming software. On the back end, you have kind of real time with one another. But it still gets tricky with the whole chat business, because
nothing seems to want to dry today.
No.
Bust
Well,
out
yeah, I was gonna say go turn
another
on your
board.
fan over there.
I'm not going to use that good one because that's about the only one I've got left that doesn't have crap on it.
Well, you could rewrap them, you know.
I could.
It's an option.
That's not on my to-do list.
Okay. Ooh, look at this one. That's one side, and that's the other. Which one are we addressing first?
I don't really care.
I think.
Yeah, I think you should do that side. Because that might leave some cool imprints on the other, which is kind of, you know, inconsequential as far as...
Are we kind of going with this licorice and purple again? Or what?
No, I think you should hit it with the orange and
Okay.
yellow. Because it's already got a little bit of that going on there, and I'm liking it.
Okay.
Remember,
Gonna remember.
makes a difference, Mariah.
That it do.
Violet says, that was great help before we went live. What is it? I spent some time. We spent quite a bit of time playing together, yes.
Yeah, because then you work out some
Oh,
things.
man, I
and-
love that. I absolutely love that. I think it kind of burnished up that turquoisey metallic.
It made it seem way more purposeful. Because you had a lot of things going on.
I
so
know.
it knocked all that stuff in the back.
I think there's 2 or 3 layers there.
And then we've got, you know, what's going on over here.
Well, I would say use some turquoise, but I'm afraid it'll bleed through and mess up my
Yeah,
other side.
that's why I said, I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's why I was thinking, all right, because turquoise would be cool over here, but I don't think you want that, because then you're exactly right. It's going to be hitting, coming through, and probably not exactly where you want it to.
April says, good morning. You have so many chatty people out now. Hard to keep track. I'm not as active anymore, but I always watch. Oh, thank
thanks,
you,
April.
We love for you to come and watch.
She usually leaves me a comment, too. Thank you for that, April.
Barbara says, that looks fantastic, Mariah.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
It's the interruption from other household members that makes it funny at times. Yeah, this is true. I know, Eddie and... Okay, I don't have another 50-do here, so I'm going to have to... Let's see here. I don't want that bleeding on that.
You just came in on that one.
This one absolutely is wonderful.
For those of you that have come in, do give those thumbsy upsies. If you're watching the replay, leave us a comment, you know, all that business. Thumbsy upsies, subscribe to the channel, you know, YouTubey business.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's plain on, it's not anything on the back, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
So, what do you want?
Orange.
Oh.
I'm loving the orange. I know,
Is
you
there
like
anything
it too.
else we can kind of mix in with the orange?
Well, you could mix in some pinky,
Okay.
you know,
Let's do that.
kind of stuff. Don't get carried away with it. More to the peach.
More to the peach, she says. All right,
See,
so I've
look,
got
here.
some pomegranate. This is one of my favorites. This and flamingo out of the Eyes Inks.
Mingo.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all go over there and buy any Eyes Inks, do buy them from Seth's website. Tell him that we sent you. He loves that. He probably doesn't, but that's okay.
Carver said hello.
I
I
think
don't know
it's
who
funny.
Carver is.
Ugh.
Oh my God. That's wild.
What?
This color you just sprayed on there. I'm like
are you
having
a little offended by that?
Oh, I don't know why.
Hey, I did it across.
Oh, I can always whip my green
She
stuff
can
out.
she can whip it out on it.
I can whip it out. Barbara says, I'm always so amazed with P&M's art. Mine never looked that good. We have a special camera filter on ours.
Yeah. Now-
Murdery web.
This is a Flop
Paula
Fabio.
says, wow, thing, you make my heart sing.
This is a Flop Fabio. That usually means that there's kind of that
Eddie, I hardly ever whip from an orifice.
opaque business.
My second husband told me that it wasn't nice for women to spit And I turned around and hawked a big old
That's disgusting.
loogie on the
That
ground.
is disgusting. I sometimes I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know what's wrong with me either. Okay, Fran and I also did some recorded streams too, and those helped me learn when and what to say at times. Yeah. Oh, Paula says Eddie and P, yellow card verging on red. Well, it'll go with the color of the present print.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'm like it. Can you whip some yellow in there to kind of luminosity it a little bit?
Luminosity.
Right towards the middle.
Here.
Middle of the
Here.
web. Yeah, I don't care about the other side. I'll deal with that later.
I'll burn that bridge when it comes. Back my way. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, though.
I knew it'd bump up that. See, it looks like the light's shining through. Excellent. Okay.
The sky kind of looked like this morning. Just those colors.
And what we'll do at the end is we will bring these all back in because they do look different dry.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was going to take this long. Hopefully we can stuff the journal. That might be the next one. I don't know.
Well, you told me to have plenty of.
No, I know. And I'm pretty excited about this because I know some people really wanted to see it.
And I tried to give you all the different scenarios. Now this one, I want to talk about this, how I got this.
Okay.
So I put down the stencil. And then I put down some heavy body black. But then I came in with some loosey-goosey black. You know, my high flow.
Yeah, so you got crazy.
So I got some crazing going on there. And I really did a lot of brayering, and so it would kind of dry, but then it would, and I think that looks, this is like
well,
my
and I
favorite.
would say that you had some of that shimmery business.
Oh,
so
it was
the
just
two,
picking up from the plate that was
Yeah.
left from something else.
which is pretty cool. All right, so now, what color's on this one? Do you want to do another sunsetty one like we just did, or you want to go maybe I could go turquoise to orange.
You can try that because that'll brown out. What I really like, I mean, I absolutely love this one.
Okay, let me see. Okay, well, so we can kind of reverse engineer that because it has you had the blue printed.
Right.
So what I can try to do, I've got an idea. If you're willing to, come
Hey,
along
you know,
on this
it's
ride.
just a print and it isn't, you know.
Okay, we may need some of that.
I think it's important to experiment. Now, the one that I'm not liking very much is, I think this one's just blah. But it's too wet to do anything to.
Yeah, kind of blah. That's
Now,
the
you know-
white. I'm glad, though, that we could talk about that because it dulls out like that because of the white paint. I'm sure people would like to know what the hell we're talking about.
Oh, we just want them to imagine it.
Okay. So this is the one she's saying. She's like, it's just kind of blah. Well, and it will be. Like, there isn't a lot we can do with this. There's no amount of spray I can keep putting on this thing that it's going to make any difference. What will make the difference is when she puts it back on the plate and creates more contrast.
And that's probably what I will do. And what I can do is I can come back in and here, you can put this on top of that and it'll be really nice because it's a... See, if I put that on there with a dark, then I'm going to get big areas because of the way the stencil's built. That I'm still going to have that purple showing through. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. And it's kind of cool how, like, if you position it just kind of here, how
The web,
the
yeah.
web meets up. We didn't plan that. Did you plan that, Darcy? This is Darcy's. This is the spooky time travel.
Violet, wipe the nozzle clean. Yeah, that's kind of important, especially on that sticky stuff.
All right, and now the other one that she's talking about that we can try to recreate is this blue business.
Here,
I think
I'll let you have this one. Now it doesn't. I
know, you
really
like
like
the-
these colors.
Yeah.
I don't really care that because I don't think you're going to get that effect.
No, but I'm going to try to recreate it as to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Because, you know, we're just going to try that.
Okay. Violet wants to know. I'm taking notes here. What's the most important tip P or M would give sprays on paper and anyone else? Well, keep the nozzle clean and just remember, use your color wheel because the sprays are especially. Some people I've heard them say, I don't use sprays because I end up with brown every time. The reason is because you're putting complementary colors next to each other and it just doesn't work.
Hey, well, and sprays are a lot like, and I'm kind of going to demonstrate that here. Sprays are a lot like doing watercolor.
They are.
Because they're just going to keep running together. You know, with acrylic inks, you can at least let each layer dry, and it's going to hold that color most likely, unless, of course, you're using transparent paints. But you're going to have more opaqueness to that situation, if that makes sense. And this is going to be a really good example of there are going to be areas where these run into each other. I'm going to just use my sponge simply so I can keep certain areas open for the next color I'm going to use. Now, can you hold the blue thing back up for me?
I can. And I'm going to address something that Sarah says. You can get more concentrated blotchy things, or you can spray far away. Now, just remember when you're spraying far away, you're going to get a wider coverage and it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
With ice inks not needed, but the Ranger ones I unscrew and wash pump through a cup of water.
Yeah, the ice inks do really, I will say, consistently because they are so well mixed. There's not settling or pigments or whatever else that they kind of put into the sprays. So it's a constant.
She says my ice inks clog. Well,
I have never had that happen. Are they metallics?
If they're metallics, they're going to clog.
Yeah, because there's mica of some sort, or, you know.
Yeah, that gets stuck up in the nozzle.
Yeah. But the stains.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
I had a box that I used to spray into. And I've even shown you some of the papers that I end up with, you know, from the... Now, this is a pretty labor-intensive process here, but it's well worth it because you have more control over what is happening, and you have more control over whether you want to obliterate your turquoise or not. When you're spraying it, you're just kind of, it's a crapshoot, you know? Oh, let me see. Let's also get a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Who's Timmy, Darcy?
That's Tim Holtz.
Oh. I know. I always say Sethy, too. Now, if this dries, Mariah, is this like going to stay where you're putting it, or will it do other things if you know, if I come back in and, you know, go over it with, say, like the iridescent clear?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to move much.
Okay. Because that was what I was thinking.
The Lindy's is more likely because, you know, it's just a water, like, once the icing stains, or, you know,
Bye, Trish.
that's really what they do, is just, they set up really well. Now, I mean, I think if you doused it well enough, I'm sure it'd move a bit, but.
Oh, I'm not in the direction of this.
I appreciate that. Now, I think we need a little deeper. Where's my...
Not pinky or orange.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Is that what you're thinking too?
Yeah.
The radiating colors look great, Mariah.
Now, see what happened there? It's where my red touched the blue. We got purple, which we already had purple spots, so it's not like, you know, we're introducing a whole new thing anyway, but they mix. Blue and red make purple.
And you put some yellow on that, and you're going to get brown.
And then you're going to get greeny colors with the... In fact, it's gone a little greeny because with that orange, obviously, there's yellow in it.
I don't mind that.
Getting a little rainbowy. But
I can take care of that. Yeah, the maintenance on the sprays, I don't really, you know, that's way too... I have to remember stuff, and you know, that's not how I create. It's just a mad flurry of, you know, paint flopping this way and that way. I don't have to clean anybody's nose other than, you know, give it a wipe. And I love that. I think intenser red or orange is the way to go.
yeah.
I like fall too. I like fall and spring. And winters here in Texas are not objectionable.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Except for that one storm thing that we'll have, you know, that could knock out the power for 3 days.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer. That spider's been on some psychedelics. That's what. Is it Pila?
Pia.
Pia. I can't. Oh, yeah, that's not an L. That's 2 I's. I'm having allergy eyes too.
Oh. I think that was part of the deal with my...
Okay, now don't get too carried away and obliterate all your turquoise.
Well, I'm just knocking it back because it's just, I think it's too blue.
Too blue?
Too blue.
Okay.
And it's not turquoise, it's blue.
Looks turquoise from where I'm seeing it.
What do you think?
Getting right past your board. I think this one's actually fairly dry. It can be sand. Colleen said, I bet Paula and Eddie are PMing each other, planning their first live. Oh, I guarantee you it'll be a good one.
Well, now, Eddie helped out Sharon on her
you
stream.
mentioned that.
Yeah. How did you find that, Eddie? I mean, it's like, did you enjoy it? Was it a little stressful?
He said that'll happen after the stream.
Okay, I want to itch my eyeball, but I'm kind of... Alright, so we've got 2 things left here. Perfect. Now...
Okay, this one, I love this one. I really want to see that orange in there.
Okay.
Now this technique is the same technique as the black one, where I put down the stencil and then I used some of my clean out mixture to make it go all crazy on me.
Can I put lime green down here?
Yeah. Oh, Violet says, I wonder if we're having a histamine reactions. No, it's just this time of year. Violet, but that's really sweet of you to ask that. I'm not. I just, it's what happens when the allergies become so intense that they override my immune system and I start getting the chest issues.
Look at that.
That's wonderful. And I couldn't get that with just the gel plate.
No.
That's not going to happen.
Now, do you want me to do anything?
Well, if there's any white areas, you might give them a bit of a rub. Sarah says she talks to her oh, the hay baling season, that was another when I was a child. Wheat harvest and hay baling.
Okie dokie. Oh, and here's this one back. That one's almost dry. And then, oh, well, tissue. That kind of
Tissue.
See, I didn't wipe up my area.
Well, I just really wanted to do a tissue.
Yes.
But I thought the tissue, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to do orange over here.
I don't really care because I'm probably not going to use that anyway. Just put that in the giveaway.
So what's kind of cool is I can feel the spray stuff in the sponge pushing through. And did you notice how I flipped it? And see, now I'm getting more of the red that's pushing through. So just kind of something to keep in mind.
Something to keep in mind.
I don't know if that's all pretty well dried up.
How do you store your sponges so they don't mix? She has a sponge boat.
I have a sponge bag.
She used to have a boat, but now it's a bag.
Yeah, the boat, they would spill out too much over in the drawer that I was, you know, moved to.
Oh, Violet has somebody coming from Italy to Newark. Holly Dawson says, have you tried, oh, Mucinex? I do, but it really messes me up, and I can't talk well after I take it. So I try to just do that at nighttime. Oh, and Angela says, I posted my beads and makers. Oh, wow, we'll look for that. And Sarah, I like the makeup sponge. They're a lot denser
Yeah, so
than
these,
the regular.
see how much denser? See, these are starting to kind of.
Yeah, and they fall apart.
So this is the more denser one.
And I actually wash mine.
I don't wash these because I try to keep them to the color-ish.
Well, mainly when I'm using mine is with acrylic paints, and then they don't
dry
work
up.
anymore.
These don't. Now they get crusty a little bit.
Yuta says they're in the dollar store.
Yeah, we've gotten some at Tuesday morning at the dollar store. All right, I think.
Well, there we
Go
are,
with a little more.
farting rainbows.
Oh, shush it.
Put some turquoise on there. And see, the way that you can tell if your colors, and I'll get my color wheel here. Where is my color wheel? What did I do with it? Oops. MIA, I don't know where it is, but what Mariah's dealing with here, she's dealing with analogous colors. Colors next to each other on the color wheel. And when you do that, you're pretty safe.
Yeah. She wants me to introduce that turquoise, and I don't
Nah, I
really
don't think you
that's a
should.
very good idea.
I don't think it is either, because you're going to have brown.
But if I were to introduce it, it would probably be, you know, in here. But then you just don't want that one spot.
Really.
There we go.
I'll check Big Lots. Yeah, we used to have a really good one
Here.
in where did we live? Clovis, New Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I used to get yarn there all the time. It was always kind of, you know, a snarled up mess, but you could get it for like 25 cents.
That was not the lid for that one. That was funny.
Papers look very wet yes.
Yes.
They are, Violet. Good observation. They are limpy wet.
Best to leave them somewhere flat.
And the last one was carnival tissue.
Okay. Back into the drawer.
I
Everybody
know.
goes.
Tuesday morning's out of business. All stores closed. Boo-hoo. I know. I was, totally depressed. That's the only time I'd ever, you know, put on my going out into public clothes was to
You're
go
going out
Tuesday
clothes.
morning. That and when I have to take Van to the doctor and drive. But yeah, we really liked the guy at the.
Oh, we loved him.
He knew our name. We'd just bring back our bags that he says, and when we'd walk in, we'd say, anything new? He says, oh yeah, lots of new stuff. And all the Marshalls in Boston are closed. Silver Granny says they have a Tuesday morning.
I think there's still one open over here.
Ollie's. I think the great big one, which we never did like it anyway.
Oh, yeah, because there's corporate here in Carrollton. Not too, you know, it's about 30 minutes or so from here. 45.
The reason we didn't like that great big one is
it
because
sucked.
they didn't put their stuff together. It was just all over the store.
And what was crazy is the little tiny one that was over here had a larger selection of the, you know, crafty arty stuff than the huge one. Which had like 2 aisles, but 2 aisles of just crap.
Yeah, it wasn't good stuff.
And it was right next to the flippin' candle. No, that was that other one. That was the one over off of 75. It was like, the candles. I guess that was the major candle store version, or, you know, for Tuesday morning. That's where they sent all their, it just was gross smelling. It's like too much, man. Too much.
I try to avoid Hobby Lobby as much as possible. And the whole thing about it is really, they don't have, it's more crafty. Michael's has some real artist stuff.
I think Hobby Lobby has all these same stuff,
you know,
but, you know.
Fake flowers and that kind of crap.
Goodness, lady.
Next to the scented candles. Yeah.
She's got opinions about things, y'all.
Yeah, we do.
She does. I don't. My opinions, they're all perfect.
Wow, that cleaned up nicely.
It's not too bad. It's about time, because see how they get this...
Oh, mine is too. The edge of mine's probably worn out.
And the tape down here gets real gross.
I'm going to change mine before Sunday.
Okay.
What is today? Monday.
Monday. I know, I struggled. I was like, God, is today Tuesday? Not so much. Not so much. Alrighty, y'all. Alright, you can have that back. Don't believe we're going to do anything with that.
That might be a nice one to addition. Look, that looks really good with mine. And that might be a page that, you know, kind of
I'm gonna hand
more
you,
substantial.
I'm going to hand you back a lot of papers.
Oh.
So that way, all I have, I don't know why that stuck to that. And I think that was from Marcia. I think that's a Marcia print right there.
Yeah, I think it is too. It's definitely not mine. Although I have those colors. Oh, look, and I've got a little envelope. I need that.
That's some stuff we want to
Uh-oh,
put in.
stuff.
Maybe. Here. Now, you can sort that stuff out if you want, or just kind of put it in a, you know, we can sort it later for like a giveaway.
Well, I'm not doing anything right now.
I kind of figured that was going to be the answer to
You're
that.
knocking over my special mixtures. Oh, I like that one.
Here.
Some mighty fine writing on it.
So, some of this stuff is probably going to end up in packets for the big 7,000 giveaway. But these were all auditioned papers for using in the Akiko book. Oh, actually, we said we were going to send some of these to her. So, yeah, just put them in a pile, and we'll go through them and make sure she gets a lot of the, you know, kind of bigger pieces.
I want to keep some of this
Yeah.
Japanese writing paper for, you know.
I'm just trying to get to all of the things that I pulled out that need to go back in. I have no idea why.
There's a note from
Izzy's
somebody.
little-
Oh.
Stuff. What are people saying?
Well, it was a finely folded note from Lydia. And one of those clips I kept for my Thursday Thoughts journal to, you know, get me to the page where, the present page, quickly.
Okay, well, I think I've gotten most. There's still lots of little things in here that probably need to. But here. You put this with the stack. Alright, a lot of that's going to go to Akiko, and then whatever we kind of have to be able to make a packet, I'm going to make a packet. And yeah. Alright. Oh, bye, Lynn. Now, let's see here. We need something to put back into this. Ooh, that looks really nice, doesn't it?
I'll take this one back. I want this one. Goes with my color scheme.
Ooh, look, that even kind of, I was going to maybe fold it, but I like that it sort of sticks up there, but look at that.
Oh.
What do you think? Or I could fold it. So it kind of goes like, I really like that. So maybe I just fold it like that. And then I think, oh yeah, there we go. I like that. I don't mind that it sticks out there because there's other stuff that sort of sticks out like that. That looks cool.
Germany does have some amazing art supplies, like a lot of stuff. And you know what else is really weird? A lot of the lotions that I get for my eczema
Come from there?
come from Germany, Bulgaria. I'm like, you know, can we not make stuff like that in the U.S. of A?
Now, there's lots of stuff that I didn't ever even take out of these, and if you want, we did a whole, at the beginning of this, we went through these and showed everything.
Oh
I was
my
just
gosh,
kind of double checking that.
Here's some of, I'm pretty sure this is Judy P's.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't need that?
Well, not for
I'm
this.
going to keep that.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to keep something, keep it.
Well, the stuff that I make, I mean, I'm just like, oh, well, we can send that off because I can make some more of that.
Yeah. Okay, and a lot of this stuff we didn't even take out. It just slides back in there. We did do repairs there. Remember, we did this page. We need to put some things back in here. Ooh, and I have. Look at this. Love that. That's fun.
I'm gonna keep.
Ooh, that's crinkly yum yum. I like that. Good.
There's a little bit more of that one orange. Oh, and here, this will look, Mariah. And this is one of your. This is.
Oh, it's one of my. Okay, good. I'm glad you're going through things. Hold on. Yes, I want that.
Oh, this is really good. Oh, well, Kiko will do something with that. Now,
Put it
this
down
is,
in the
this
pocket
is
there.
a little girl. And I think she needs
I don't know, does that stick out? That sticks out a little more than I want it to. So we're going to fold it back on its other line there. Let's do it like that, like that. That's pretty cool. That's fun. All right, are you reading chat?
Oh, I'm not. I'm going through papers.
Now, I don't think, I want to say, I'm pretty sure that this stuff came from Sharon. I feel like this is some Sharon stuff. I put a little bit of this in here, but I'm going to hold it.
I love the sound of paper, too.
I really like that. That's nice.
You need a little gold. You've got some good gold here. I'm pulling that back out because it goes with Patty's papers
Okay.
that I wanted to keep. But I'm sending most of this stuff to...
All right, let's see what we got in this next sections here. All right, got a big bucket here.
What colors do you need?
I don't know right now. Kind of like that peeking out there.
Keeping this just small print I gave you was really... You were supposed to do something like it.
The whole big, look at this. I mean, it's a whole nother little book that she made to go with everything. Does that go in there? Might be a bit much. But I like it. Alright. Oh, I'm struggling over. I know why. Alright, I need,
What?
and are you reading chat? Will you stop doing that for a second?
Well, okay. They're talking about die cuts. We don't. We haven't made it to that part of our life yet.
We have some. We've used it once. It didn't go well.
Okay. Hopefully I've saved the wrappings. Colleen says she's going to look at it.
Palette knife.
Oh, I took it out. I have it out over here. I was extricating an envelope from... Oh, well, here.
Because I got a situation where my glue came in a little more than I wanted it to. Not sure why that is.
See if I can make that work.
There we go. There we go. All better. Big old fat pocket there. These guys tucked in there. That's fun. All right. Cool. I like that. How about that? These guys were pretty filled up. Oh, here we have some. Ooh, I like that there. I like that little pink that peeks out. I was just so pleased. Remember, this was the one we did last time. I was like, ooh, it even holds in the little netty thing. But oh, look at that.
I'm going to keep some of this, one of these, just for chuckles and grins.
Shiggles and giggles.
Shiggles and giggles, yeah.
Like that.
Send the rest of it.
See those little peeks out of pink? that, but I don't want that peeking out. So I'm going to tuck it in.
Okay.
Like
What was that?
that.
Oh, situation alert.
Green.
And Lord Paul has a lot to donate.
Another little whole book thing. I mean, we could spend a year probably doing this whole thing. Oh yes, I need dirt. Should get it back over here. Oh, there we go. That completed that really nicely. Another cool tag. Look, more writing. Oh, yeah, this one. Wonderful. Look at that. I don't think she'll. Well, it does bend right there. Kind of like her face showing, but I don't know. Maybe a little more pokey outy like that. Put that in the pile for Akiko.
Oh yeah, that was specifically designed for.
No, that was. Those are all from
these
the
are all
flower
from
book.
Flower Book.
Mm-hmm.
Little strips and pieces. Well, she'll probably be able to use that. And Colleen is worried about the spine of the book being able to all these extras. Hey,
There was a lot.
She had an overlap on her,
Yeah.
her thing that was meant to accommodate that situation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because we didn't really add a whole ton of things, really.
Yeah. And especially these little jobbers that you're putting in right now.
Yeah, I mean, this was all in
came
there.
with them.
I think, yeah, this was in here. And look.
Okay, and Carver says, wonderful book and everything in it, Mariah. Well,
Akiko, Respect Designs.
Respect Designs created the book.
I just added
Mariah
things.
just added stuff. And I just passed her stuff to add. She didn't. There's a whole wad of stuff that she chose not to add.
Mm-hmm.
And is it possible to add onto this book as it is dependent on how it was sewn together? I don't know. It's a fabric cover, so I'm not really sure how it was sewn together with a sewing machine.
Yeah. Ooh, that one might be good in here. Okay. I like that. I don't know. We may end up adding like a little pocket thing, but I think that looks pretty cool there.
It does.
Alright, we're just going to kind of put that in there like that. Now, she came from here. Just kind of wish I would have put it on the other side. That would have been smarter. Can you read chat, please?
I'm watching you.
I know you are.
Oh, there's not. Yeah. Akiko, respect is the right word. Just X.
I don't know if that would fit in there. Surely.
Tough still. You can't stuff no more. That's kind of where we are.
Yeah. don't know, I'm trying to force that there. I don't really...
Yeah, I like
Ooh,
that.
yeah, I
that
like
last thing that you just
Yeah.
did there. Yeah.
Okay. I think, where's my blue page again?
That helps because I think that other side of that was kind of
Yeah.
not so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, she goes there. I don't know about that. I really want this to be what's in the pocket here. Oop. I think that's Izzy's. Kind of just tuck that back in there. And there we have it, y'all. I'm calling that pretty well done because...
See, that's a great kind of cover to make if you're not sure about, you know, how much
See?
you're going to be adding.
And then I added this, and Lauber had given me that. It was like a bracelet kind of, or necklace kind of thing. Worked perfectly. Cause see how it kind of curves around the spine?
Yeah, I think she envisioned that when
Yeah.
when she sent it.
Oh, here. I think it's pulled. Wait, I need more. There we go. And dun dun dun, there we have it. Looky there. Okay, so, these are all like tags and things from us. Oh, there was a couple more little, oh, hold on here. Yeah, that goes back in there. Thought I'd grabbed them all. Okay, I for sure think that that is it.
Carrie says the bracket piece looks like an old shoe buckle.
Yeah,
Well, we kind of changed. We kind of knocked back its shininess.
Yeah.
With some, I
Hey.
can't really remember. It's a whopper. It is a whopper.
Hey, here's some snakeskin. You need to put that with your book stuff, because that would be cool. It's from Becky, from her snake.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Here's this, if you want to put small things back in there, or we just need to sort through all that stuff, and then decide what we're sending to Kiko, and what goes to a giveaway, or who's it, what's it.
Okay.
I really want this thing to be a pocket. I've looked at it many a time, like I want to put some things in.
And Lydia says it's a beauty. Well, here are. I
There,
don't know
look
that these
at
are
that.
necessary. Oh, this is one of my. I can't believe that you're. This is. I was looking for this.
Hey, sometimes you just hand me things.
See this little booklet that I made a long time ago? That goes back in my.
Did you read the outside of that packet?
Oh no. It says for another book.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this actually goes in my one tie-up book. I don't know how it got out.
That's on you, lady. All right, you want to hand the papers across, and we shall show everybody.
Oh,
Have they dried?
more or less. I mean, some of them are still a little on the floppy side, but okay. Here's the tissue. It's still a little damp on the edges.
But see how much lighter it is now. You could come back too, like if some of the areas dry up so much so that it's like that, you can always come back in and add more.
They're not. They're still a little damp, but
Oh yeah, but not too bad.
not too bad.
So that was that blue one. Seeing that one's even lightened up already, so it's just not as. Love that one. That's the one she doesn't really care for, but that's fine. Looky, looky there. Love, love how that one turned out. This one is definitely going to need some attention.
Yeah.
This one's not terribly exciting.
Agreed.
On that side, but it is very exciting on this side.
Well, sometimes you just don't need to have, like...
Excitement all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to need...
I love this.
So you can let it rest.
That's super fun right there.
Eye resting.
Mm-hmm. And see, so this was the flop off of this. And that's why there's a brayer roll through it. Because see how you have the actual spiderweb lines? But if you did that very carefully, you know, it's a balance of the right amount of paint. You could get the lines only. And don't brayer heavily over it. That one's a little half and halfy. I could even come back on this one. Hey.
What? Yeah, I don't like it because it's side to side. It's not.
Okay, well, let's fix that real quick. We've got a little bit of time here. While these are drying, you're gonna want to thanks, Dana. Bye. When you do these, thanks, Violet. That's awesome. She took before and after shots.
Oh.
You're so thank. It's very sweet.
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna spray this other side so it's just more purple and not so like green.
Well, that'll make me a little happier as far as...
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, I know you were. You didn't use my ginkgo leaf. That was so wonderful.
Oh, it didn't really.
Alright, I'll use it another time. Putting it in with my...
Do you want any of the green to stay like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Looky there. So much better. It looks very electric on the screen. It's not that electric in real life. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Well, thank you again for hanging out with a Mariah Makes Monday situation. We got lots of stuff done today. We'll be back. You'll see these papers again back in P's hand probably tomorrow, right? You going to gel print them or?
Yeah, I'm going to cut them up.
She's going to cut them up. Are you making more little book things or?
Yeah.
She's kind of taking a detour.
I'm not. It's just going to all come together. It's just, you know.
Is it just going to be like a bunch of little books and whatnot? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who
knows?
Have to see. We'll see you then. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging.
Bye.
And thumbsy upsies.